Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. We've got the same setup with the generic Digital World playmat, the purple Guilmon Gabumon deck, the yellow Renamon Agumon deck, Impmon, Guilmon, and Agumon memory marker helping us out. And we are looking at the second blue Digimon Jumpstart deck that I built. And without further ado, let's just jump right into it. So starting off with the two Digi-Eggs, this is different. We've got two different ones this time. The first one being Kyaromon, who has the inherited effect of your turn once per turn. When one of your opponent's Digivolution cards is trashed, draw one card. And the reason why there's two different ones is because the one that I really wanted to put in the deck was this Bukamon, whose ability is your turn while your opponent has a Digimon with no Digivolution cards. Your turn. While your opponent has no Digimon with more Digivolution cards than this Digimon gains jamming. I wanted two copies. I initially was like, oh, I love this ability. This deck is all about trashing Digivolution cards. So, two of these, perfect. Again, I looked at the banned/restricted list, and you know what? He's on there, well as he should be, because if your deck is just made to do that, jamming, having 4 Digimon with jamming out, possibly, oh, that's terrible. So I understand why this one was on the list. It's why there are two different Digi-Eggs, because as much as I wanted two Bukamon, we put this one in because it fits too, and I felt like it would be too much of a power loss to put two of these in and take him out entirely. Plus, he kind of fits the theme of the deck, which is very ocean themed. Next up, we've got the rookies. Starting off with 3 copies of Otamon from the BT12. 3 play costs, 0 Digivolution cost, 2000 DP. Inherited effect, opponent's turn once per turn. When an opponent's Digimon attacks, trash the bottom Digivolution card of one of your opponent's Digimon. So already we're seeing ways for these cards to work. And just having a champion on top of this guy makes that ability activate. So every single time they attack, they're losing Digivolution cards, which is going to be crazy useful. Then we got 4 copies of Otamon from BT14, who's a 3 play cost, 0 Digivolution cost, 2000 DP. Opponent's turn once per turn. When an opponent's Digimon attacks, trash its bottom 2 Digivolution cards. So between these two, dangerous stuff going on. You can't just ignore the tiny ones and just swing into the security stacks. You're going to have to take these ones out, which some of the decks do have abilities, even the red has delete 2 Digimon of 8000 DP or less. One of the reds has that. There's ways to get around it, but you can't just leave those be. Going on to the champions, we got 3 copies of Hookmon, which is one of the cards that I wanted to build this deck kind of incorporating. I had this idea of a pirate ship kind of situation. So 5 play costs, 2 Digivolution costs from blue or black, 5000 DP, is dual color blue-black. So this would do better with pairing with a black deck. But the way I always imagine these is that they all have white backs. You'd put them down on the table and you would just pick 2 at random. Inherited effect, when attacking, trash the bottom Digivolution card of one of your opponent's Digimon. Again, doing that, but only when attacking. So it's going to put this one in a little bit of position because it's got to attack to use it. And then the opponent can just swing into it. And yes, they will lose some cards, but they'll stop it from being on the fields. The second champion that we got is Seadramon, which is a 5 play cost, 2 Digivolution cost, 5000 DP. Has the rush ability. This Digimon may attack the turn it was played. And the inherited ability of jamming, which again, I love jamming. So we couldn't get on the 2 eggs, so we put it on 2 of the champions. Now going into the ultimates, we have got we got 1 copy of Mermaidmon. Thought we had 3 for a second. 7 play cost, 3 Digivolution cost, 7,000 DP. On play or when Digivolving by placing one of your other blue Digimon as the bottom Digivolution card of this Digimon, gain 2 memory, no inherited effect. So that way, like, if we do have some bricking going on and we've got like Otamamon out, maybe we've got Seadramon down, we can play this one down, we can then move that Otamamon underneath this one and get that one's inherited ability. And then going on with like the pirate theme, we've got 2 copies of Captain Hookmon. 7 play costs, 3 Digivolution costs, 7,000 DP. All turns, when your opponent plays a level 5 or higher Digimon, gain 1 memory and draw 1 card. No inherited effect. So not deleting, but definitely giving you some more card advantage, hopefully allowing you to be a little more consistent. And going into the Megas, we've got 1 copy of Plesiomon from the BT14 set. It is 11 play cost, 3 Digivolution cost, 11,000 DP. When Digivolving, trash any 3 Digivolution cards from one of your opponent's Digimon. When attacking, once per turn, if your opponent has no Digimon with more Digivolution cards than this Digimon, unsuspend this Digimon. So yeah, comes out through Digivolution, get the trash 3, then you can attack with it. If it survives the attack, and the opponent doesn't have more Digivolution cards on any of its Digimon, you can unsuspend it and attack a second time. Again, going to be a little harder because we have split these decks into 2 different colors and not like the Imperial Dramon decks does, but these are a little more jank. But I feel like this makes this format a little more interesting. And then the other Mega we got is Plesiomon X Antibody, which I kind of wanted to do. Like, it's interesting that you could have a Mega Digivolve and do another Mega. 13 play costs, 5 Digivolution costs, 13,000 DP. Digivolve from Plesiomon for a cost of 2. When Digivolving or when attacking, once per turn, return one of your opponent's Digimon with as many or fewer Digivolution cards as this Digimon to the hand. Opponent's turn. When an opponent's Digimon attacks with as many or fewer Digivolution cards as this Digimon attacks... What? Hold on. When an opponent's Digimon with as many or fewer Digivolution cards as this Digimon attacks, if Plesiomon or X Antibody is in this Digimon's Digivolution cards, gain 2 memory. So yeah, this one, there's only 1 card in this that would allow that, which is the Plesiomon. We don't have any X Antibodies in here, because I didn't want to do that. So that second ability, not going to pop off as often, but again, I didn't want these to be super streamlined decks. Now we get into the Tamers. Starting off, we've got 1 copy of Matt from the very first set. 4 play cost, start of your turn. If you have 2 memory or less, set to 3. Your turn, when you play a blue Digimon, you can suspend this Tamer to trash the bottom Digivolution card on one of your opponent's Digimon. Security, play this card without paying the memory cost. This one, I feel, is going to be super powerful, the deck. You could put 2 in this deck and just play off that second ability. But again, not looking to make this optimized, looking to make this a little interesting. The other Tamer we got is Sora and Joe. 4 play costs, start of your turn. If your opponent has a Digimon with no Digivolution cards in play, gain 2 memory. Your turn, when you attack with a blue Digimon, you may suspend this Tamer to trash up to 2 Digivolution cards from the bottom of one of your opponent's Digimon. Security, play this card without paying the cost. So again, this one is very rolling into the idea of your opponent having very few Digivolution cards, and I feel like this could be one of the stronger decks in this format. Moving on to the Tamer cards, or the option cards, sorry. We've got Wave of Reliability, 2 play cost, main trash any 2 Digivolution cards from your opponent's Digimon. Then, if you have a Tamer with Joe in its name, choose one of your Digimon. If your opponent has no Digimon with more Digivolution cards than the chosen Digimon, unsuspend it. Inherited effect, security effect. Activate this card's main effect, then add this card to the hand. So yeah, again, this one's working with the Tamer. I didn't want to put multiple copies of this because, again, if I was building this perfectly, we could have put 2 of these in there. We could have put 4 of these in there, called it a day. But no, we want this to be a little bit of a more interesting format. Then we got the Blue Memory Boost. Again, not going to read it. If you guys want to read it, you can pause here. But we have seen these cards a lot of times, so I don't feel the need to. Then we got Marching Fishes. 3 play cost, main. Choose 1 of your Digimon until the end of your opponent's turn. 3 of your opponent's Digimon with as many or fewer Digivolution cards as that Digimon can't attack or block. Inherited effect, or security effect. One of your opponent's Digimon can't attack for the turn, then add this card to the hand. So this is again going to slow down the opponent, which I think is going to be very useful. Then we got 2 copies of Sorai, which is a 4 play cost. Main, trash the top 4 Digivolution cards of one of your opponent's Digimon until the end of your opponent's turn. Your opponent's Digimon with no Digivolution cards can't attack. Security, activate this card's main effect. Like these are terribly strong, in my opinion. So those, like this deck is pretty brutal, I think. Final card is Ice Statue. 6 play cost. When you would use this card, if you have a blue Tamer in play, reduce the cost by 1. Main, trash the top 3 Digivolution cards of one of your opponent's Digimon, then return one of your opponent's Digimon with no Digivolution cards to its owner's hand. Security, activate this card's main effect. Honestly, like, this deck, I'm probably going to say that this is like one of the strongest ones that I have built for this kind of format. Like, just getting rid of all those Digivolution cards, like, it's going to be, you are going to have to play on the offensive versus this, so this one doesn't steamroll you out of control. Because otherwise, like, it's not going to be well. Like, there's a couple decks that I've built where I'm like, okay, that one could handle this one. But there are some where I'm like, I don't know. But, again, let me know what you guys think of this one. Do you think that this one is just terrifying? Before we go, we like to open up a pack. So I've got another official Digimon Tournament Pack 9. Again, I would like the Shurimon, I would like the Submarimon, or I would like the Gatomon. One of those would be great. Last time we pulled the Gabumon. Let's see if we can pull one of those. I definitely want to see one of the armors because I think the alternate arts would look cool. We got Gatomon. Okay. 5 play costs, 3 Digivolution costs from yellow or purple, 4,000 DP. On play, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, add 1 yellow Digimon card and 1 purple Digimon card among them to your hand. Place the rest of the cards at the bottom of the deck in any order. Your turn. When this Digimon would Digivolve into a card with Archangel or Fallen Angel in its traits, reduce the memory cost of the Digivolution by 2. Inherited effect. End of your turn. You may DNA Digivolve this Digimon into and one of your other Digimon in play into a Digimon card in your hand by paying its DNA Digivolution costs. Like this one's great, not for this format. The dual yellow-purple would allow us to play some more option cards, but you would really have to build a deck to DNA Digivolve, and it would only pop off if the other deck you had was yellow. So not really worthwhile there. And also this one is from a starter deck, which I tried to shy away from when building these decks. There is one deck that has 1 starter deck card in it, but again, we'll go over that one when we get to it. With that, we have reached the end of another video. If you guys really think this deck is just too overpowered, do I need to remake it? Leave it in the comments down below. I would love to hear what you guys think for this format. If you enjoyed the video, give it a good old thumbs up, hit that like button. If you haven't, please do subscribe. I really do appreciate it. It helps the channel grow. We upload videos on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And as always, until then, I will see you next time.